All glories to Guru and Gauranga. May they bless us with deep insight into the nature of reality, the beautiful. So today I want to share a conversation, a kind of online satsang, and deliberately the picture is black so that you will not be distracted by externals, but rather go into a meditative state and expand your consciousness. There are many teachings on the subject of consciousness out there, but hardly anyone knows the whole truth. Gladly, I am initiated in a line of pure spiritual teachers that come from God and have revealed the whole truth in minute detail. It is truly liberating. The point is, we are not almighty and all-knowing. We are created. Thus we require grace and revelation to understand the complete truth. Our own philosophical deliberation and meditation may only give us partial realization. Because even when freed from our gross and subtle bodies, we are finite particles of consciousness. If this was not so, we would be omnipotent here and now, and would not require any help from anyone. Does that make sense so far? Consciousness is primeval. Its nature is eternality, cognizance, and bliss. But the minute sparks of consciousness that you and I and all individual souls are can become overpowered by the vast material energy. That is God's external energy, or Maya. Just as many tiny sparks burst out from a blazing fire, so the innumerable jivas or souls are like atomic spiritual particles in the rays of the spiritual sun, Shri. Though these jivas are non-different from Shri or God in nature, they are also eternally different from Him. The eternal difference between the jiva and Ishvara, the Supreme Controller, is that Ishvara is the Lord and Master of Maya Shakti, the material energy, whereas the Jiva soul can fall under the control of Maya due to his constitutional nature of minuteness. Of course, God's fire of consciousness is not thereby diminished like a material fire. So, still, some may ask, am I God? The revelation is no. I am a tiny subordinate part and parcel, like a drop in the ocean. And some may say, but I am. As I said, you and I are not omnipotent now. That is all the proof you need. And one may say, if I am the one I am, and am separate from you the same way I am not God, then who is God if not consciousness? The revelation says, God is the whole. We are but part and parcel. It is simultaneously one and difference. And one may say, I am the whole me. Who is God? And the revelation says, try to meditate on it. God is the unlimited one. And one may ask, why is that? And the revelation answers, every snowflake is different, but all are water. God is the controller of all water molecules. And one may reply, I don't melt into a puddle. It doesn't make sense to me. And the revelation answers, He is always complete awareness. And one may ask, what am I? And the revelation answers, I told you before, in our liberated state, we are eternal cognizance of bliss. We have an eternal spiritual name. And one may reply, no, I'm me. And the revelation may answer, we have an eternal spiritual name and an eternal spiritual form. You have a name and I have a name, but now we don't know. But God always knows. And one may reply, I don't have time for dogma. I don't have time for dogma. Too busy looking for truth. And revelation replies, He is waiting for us. And one may reply, wrong again. He is waiting in us. And the revelation replies, how do you want to find truth? Did we say He is outside? Why you shout dogma? You and I are not omniscient or omnipotent now. True? And one may ask, in what reality? And the revelation replies, in all reality. That is proof enough. We are created and controlled particles of consciousness. We are in partial ignorance. How come? Who is controlling that energy which controls us and our bodies? And one may question, you don't exist outside of this third D reality, do you? And the revelation replies, can you remember what you did 20 days ago at the exact same time of the day? I as consciousness exist, but not my body, not my physical body. And one may reply, consciousness is funneled through the brain. And the revelation replies, can you remember all your previous births and why you were forced to accept one body after another? These bodies are just like spacesuits. We exist beyond this 3D dimension, but not in the gross physical body. I traveled outside this body many years ago, and I have learned from great realized masters and meditated many hours. And one may say, consciousness realizes it can't melt. The revelation replies, did I say consciousness will melt? And one may say, you gave the example of the snowflake. The revelation replies, that was an example to illustrate our individuality. These analogies can only point in the direction of the truth. And one may reply, the mind can form a hive mind system, but that is artificial, not consciousness. And the revelation replied to the question, what are you? The revelation replied, I am an eternal particle of God-love consciousness, simultaneously one and different, like an atom of water. I can be trapped inside an object or frozen, but when I am liberated, I can become aware again of my true nature and potential as a drop in the ocean, one and different. Yet each drop retains individuality. And one may ask, what purpose does this serve? And the revelation replied, even inside the ocean, freedom is prerequisite for love. If God did not give us chance to turn away, His love would be incomplete. There are countless material universes, reformatories, where souls can try to play God until they are humbled. Then they can learn who they really are eternally. And one may shout, dogma! I am no dog! And the revelation replied, yeah, that's why you bark so well. What is your problem? Pride? False pride? And one may ask, tell me more. And the revelation replied, your means are limited. You can take as many births as you want. This human body is a rare chance to realize God and your eternal nature, and to go to the spiritual world forever. I am not omniscient now, thus I am not God. I can meditate and try to find truth by all my limited means, my limited senses, and my logic, which is based on the limited sense perceptions. In the end, I am dependent on the grace of the Supreme, who is G-O-D, God, generator, operator, destroyer of all existences. If I want to become free from the three phases of material time, Forever I require His blessings. If you think you don't, good luck trying, dear soul. May the OM-Love be with you. And one may reply, fear is hungry and has a big belly. You're coming from a place of fear. And the revelation replied, this may be your perception, but I guarantee you it's simply experience and revealed knowledge. And one may reply, I am speaking from my experience with belief, and belief contains lie. And the revelation replied, it's your good right to believe so, but can you be sure? Maybe you could be a bit more grateful, or at least respectful, to the one giving his or her time to you, trying to share divine revelation with you. We are not demanding that you agree with what we told you. Just check inside yourself why you label it dogma and fear-based. We know all the paths. We have compared them. Furthermore, we invite you to watch our video series Light Casts No Shadows, which discusses all major philosophies, and then tell us if you think it is dogmatic or fear-based. Thank you for your attention. Your comments or questions are most welcome. For the benefit of all, if you found this helpful, click the like button, subscribe, and share it with those souls who might be ready for this all-integral love expansion transmission. Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.